It's all about the fear that artists have that if they've gotten a success in a certain area, that if they change or grow or do something different, that their fans will leave them, and the feeling that their fans will hate them.
I've had some experience with fans that are clearly a little bit loose in their shoes. They don't have, their elevators don't go all the way to the top.
Famous writer finishes his novel, comes down from the mountain. It's a tradition he has. He wrecks his car in a snowstorm.
Kathy Bates comes and rescues him from the snow. She puts him over her shoulder. She's so beefy. Yeah. She carries him back. She puts him in a bed in her house, and you're like, oh.
You got that warm fuzzy. He's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine.
James Caan was completely and utterly stir crazy by doing this movie, and every day he would come to work, and I would say to him, okay, now Jimmy, in this scene, I want you to be in bed.
Most of that film takes place in a bedroom. So, you know, like Hitchcock's Rear Window, to keep the tension alive in a movie like that takes a lot of technique and craft.
The scariest thing about it is just that idea, you know, because I have some nutty fans. And I'm always a little worried, you know.
Love can turn into a really sort of perverted thing.
She's like, oh, did you write that book, Misery? Because I love that book, Misery.
She was so frightening. What made it frightening was the fact that she was so sweet. You could feel like she likes to bake cookies.
The movie doesn't work without her, without somebody that could, you know, play that character as well.
When I saw some of the dailies, oh, she was to die for. She was so good. She just inhabited that part.
I personally don't get scared at the Freddys and the Jasons, the whole thing, because I know it's made up. I know that. But when it's a real person who actually could harm you, that to me cuts deeper than anything else.
She's got the log, or whatever she's got, that thing, and she kind of puts it in between his feet, and you're like, okay, well, what's she doing there?
It was the ultimate moment for her to make sure that he wouldn't run away.
And there's nothing he can do, and he's just laying there, and he knows what's gonna happen, and his eyes just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
I mean, that's just like, okay, it really went south after there.
Annie, whatever you're thinking about doing, please don't do it. Annie, for God's...
Shh, darling. Trust me.
For God's sake.
It's for the best.
Annie, please!
Boom. Wham!
Oh!
Everybody went, oh, and squirmed and moved, and it became this very mobile moment.
She put that block between his thing, and then she just clobbers that foot, and you're like, no, 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 and then his foot goes sideways.
Great shot of the foot.
Oh!
Swings to one side. Now, what it really is it's a foot model that's been filled with jelly.
Andy Scheinman, I think, came up with the idea of putting the block of wood between his feet so that when she hit his ankle would just, you know, go whang, like a swinging door.
After that movie, I didn't walk for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I just sat on a chair.